Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. This is a timeless collective reading for anyone with major Sagittarius placements, or if you were just intuitively guided here, I'm sure there's a message for you as well. All right, so I am filming this on October 7th, 2025. This is the day after the supermoon in Aries. So I just wanted to make a note of that. The supermoon energy is definitely still very present right now, and it is influencing your reading. Its energy is weaving itself into your message for sure. So with that said, I do have a bunch of channeled messages that have already come through for you. Let's dive right into these first, and then we'll pull some cards together. So as soon as I connected with you, I heard the term running man, and it immediately made me think of the movie that is about to come out pretty soon called The Running Man, based on a book by the same name. So there might be some messages for you in that story, whether you feel called to go see the movie when it comes out or read the book. But when I went deeper into why I was hearing this, I heard Spirit say it's time for you to run with something. It's time for you to run with something. I also heard gotta go. So whether this is an idea that you've had, an offer or an opportunity coming your way, a creative project, a new path unfolding, there's something that you're meant to run with. Okay? And when I heard all of this, I saw a beautiful image of you with these enormous wings. They looked like angel wings. They were white. They were, at least 3 times taller than you. They were just huge. And you were flapping your wings, trying to elevate yourself off of the ground. And every time you flapped your wings and you did this kind of motion with them, simultaneously you were also peeling back this layer in your aura, or maybe it was a layer on top of your aura. So there were 2 things happening at once. As you were elevating yourself, you were also peeling back layers so you could lift yourself higher and higher and higher. This is you running with something. You're definitely feeling, whoever I'm connecting with today, you're definitely feeling the call to elevate yourself and or your life. There's restlessness. There's definitely a sense of restlessness coming through, but I'm hearing the word supercharged. I keep on hearing charged as it relates to the moon, but now I'm hearing supercharged. Like you are supercharged and ready to go. You are ready to run with something. But Spirit said there's a very important nuance here. You want to make sure that you are running towards something and not running away from something. That's a very subtle difference that makes all the difference. Okay? And in order to, because you are leaving something behind, for sure, whatever you're elevating yourself up out of, you're leaving behind. A pattern, a behavior, a place, anything, a reality. And so you can feel how done you are with that thing you're leaving behind. And because of that, it would be pretty easy to tip into an energy of like just trying to scramble to get out of it as fast as possible. But Spirit is saying, absolutely do not do that. You really want to make sure, even though you can feel there's agitation even in that restlessness, you can feel how done you are with something, make sure that you give yourself the opportunity to create resolution with that thing you're leaving behind, so that you can leave it with a real sense of conclusion in your heart or in your body, and you're not just trying to get away from it as fast as possible. Because if you're just trying to get away from something as fast as possible, you're probably just going to take like the first thing that comes your way that seems even remotely better, even though it might not actually be for you. It might not be aligned, right? So take the time to understand why this paradigm, this thing, whatever you're leaving behind, why it's no longer serving you, why it did serve you, why it was necessary, why it has run its course, why you're leaving it behind, and what you're taking away from it. You're taking something away from what you're leaving. Wisdom, I feel, experience. So it's really, really important to acknowledge that and honor that. So that, you really fully close out the cycle with that thing. And you're leaving nothing unresolved. Okay. That way, you truly are freed up to run towards what you want freely. Okay. So then, last but not least, as I was getting all of this, I had the idea to ask a question I've never actually asked before. If Sagittarius is the archer, then what stage of archery are they in right now? And I heard they're looking for a new target. That came through so strongly. I just kept repeating it over and over and over again. I guess Spirit was repeating it through me over and over. I wrote it in all caps right down here. You're looking for a new target. And I was seeing the Sagittarius image, centaur in my mind with the bow and arrow, looking, scanning. Okay. And I heard you'll know when you find your target because you'll get a full body ping or you will feel full body resonance. And when you get that ping, that full body resonance, when you find the target that's right for you, Spirit is saying in that moment, do not question it. That's the target that you're meant to run with. There's so much in you right now that's like asking for more, but specifically wanting more, not input. What's the word I'm looking for? More stimulus? Is that the right word? Some of you might be feeling bored or just not challenged in a way that's really invigorating. There's the word. You want to feel more invigorated. The next level that you're looking for, that thing you want to run with, it's going to positively invigorate you, positively challenge you. It will require you to put all of your skills to good use, is what I'm hearing now. Okay. So some of you, you're going to be, in different places on the timeline. But some of you maybe already have found your target and you're like, yep, that idea I got the other day, that's the thing I'm going to run with. Or this opportunity that just came my way, this new relationship that just came my way, that's it. I already know what it is I want to run with. But some of you might still be in that phase of restlessness, really like looking, where's this next level? I can feel that I'm called to the next level, but like I don't know what it is yet. I'm done where I am, but I don't know where to go, so take it how it resonates. But if you are a Sagittarius who's feeling that restlessness and you're still looking for your target, you haven't found it yet, know it's coming. It's coming. Don't stop looking. Because the sense of agitation you feel, the conclusion that you feel with where you're at, it's very real. You're feeling it for a very good reason. Okay, let's go into the cards. Let's pull some oracle cards first. This is the Holler Moon Mountain Oracle deck. What is the theme of this reading for Sagittarius, please, Spirit? Moon. Yeah, there's something about this supermoon. I mean, it's still, even though technically it was last night, I think it peaked at like 11 p.m. last night where I am. And now it's about 2 o'clock the next day. Clarify this moon energy. Again, I just want to reiterate, all my readings are timeless. But that being said, this message for you, no matter when you see it, is really infused. It's being fully charged with this Aries supermoon energy. This is Talk about restlessness, a fellow fire sign, taking the initiative, running with something, not questioning. It is kind of like an impulse. When you find the right target, that thing you're going to run with, it is going to feel almost like an impulse. And that's why I feel like Spirit is saying it's so important to make sure that you really wrap up everything with whatever you're leaving behind. Because you want to be free. You do want to be completely free to pursue your next level. And if you're just trying to jump out of something as fast as possible without tying up all the loose ends and creating internal and external resolve, then it's like there's always going to be something lingering, like left undone, and that you don't want that. Tell me more. Working with the moon cycles might also be very significant for you. There's something that has unfolded for you within the last moon cycle. It is culminating now, and it's like the repercussions of what unfolded in the last moon cycle are now going to be activated throughout this next moon cycle. Tell me more about the theme of this reading for Sagittarius. Rage. I love it. It's hard to see, but the word rage is up there in front of the window. Fire. Supermoon in Aries, and you're Sagittarius, double fire sign. Wow. That's all that restlessness and rage. Maybe some of you are straight up feeling rage or frustration. It's just that agitation, but it's also inspiration. It did not mean to rhyme, but apparently I was supposed to. The rage could be agitation or inspiration. You can use the fire that you're feeling to propel you towards what you want, to inspire you to keep on searching for that target. And when you find it, to not question that resonance you feel. This is so much forward movement. This is so much energy. But it can also consume you, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. If that frustration and restlessness doesn't have a good outlet, it's just gonna like eat you alive from the inside out, right? It has to have an outlet. You've got to move. What did I get here? I wrote gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Okay, let's go into tarot. Funny enough, I'm using a deck I've never used before to read for a collective. I've only ever read for myself with this deck, and it is all red. All red. It came with, obviously this is the backing, and then I edged it in red myself. Look at that. What's there at the bottom? 3 of Swords. Apparently you were supposed to see that. This is the Horror Tarot, not by Todd Alcott. The Horror Tarot by Todd Alcott I've had for a while. I think I've used it for you a couple of times. This is a completely different Horror Tarot illustrated by Abigail Larson, who also illustrated the Darkwood Tarot, for anybody who cares. But anyway, this is the Horror Tarot, and it was interesting. I actually just got this deck because I moved recently. I moved a month ago, actually, exactly a month ago. Talk about moon cycles. And so I've been having some of my stuff shipped to me, just little bits at a time. And no joke, this deck I just got in the mail this morning. And I had no expectation that I would be called to use it. So it just arrived. Something just arrived. And that feels like a message for you. This is unexpected energy. Unexpected energy is Wheel of Fortune energy. The wheel is turning very quickly in your life right now. Oh, it is turning so quickly. And there's something about the energy of this deck too. Well, it is horror, but it's playful horror. To me, it's kind of like cozy, creepy. And it wants to speak. It wants to speak to you. Hang on. There's totally a message coming through here, through this deck. The fact that you're the first collective I'm reading for with it. Well, I'm hearing there's a new entity coming into your life. What is the entity? I'm hearing a new fluctuation that also goes with the Wheel of Fortune. An influx of energy, new communication, an unexpected message. I don't know. Maybe that's something specific for somebody, but it just feels important to say. And I did, by accident, show you the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I have some thoughts on that. We're just going to put that to the side for 2 seconds, but I will come back to it. Let's look at your general energy. I'm excited to see how this deck reads. Show me Sagittarius's general energy right now, please, Spirit. Nine of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I love this. Okay. Well, first thing I'm noticing is the reflection here between the two cards, the color gray, coming through these gravestones. Something's dead, right? The cycle's complete. The cycle's over and you can feel it. You can totally feel it's like energy draining. Not energy draining from you, but energy. Well, okay, actually what's happening, ooh, this is cool. Sorry, this just all came at once. Energy is draining from the situation you're meant to leave. What's actually happening is that you're pulling your energy back from it. And in my mind, as soon as I said you're pulling your energy back from what is no longer serving you, I saw that as you pulling the arrow back in the bow and arrow. You have to pull or retract your energy all the way back from that thing that's over. You have to, in order to give it all to what you want to run towards. There can be no little bit left behind. The Nine of Pentacles is telling me that you've experienced a certain level of success with the thing that's over. That could make it enticing to stay, but I don't think you're being enticed anymore. The nine really is, in its own way, a form of completion. All nines are kind of like a form of completion. It was actually one of you who said in a comment maybe a month ago that it's interesting that in tarot, 10s are representative of cycle completion, but in numerology, it's really 9s that are more cycle completion because a 10 reduces to 1, which would be an ace. And at the time that one of you said that, I had already been thinking, because I had been noticing in my personal practice, I had already been thinking to myself, every time I pull a 10, it's a day when I already finished something and I'm in the experience of having it already be done. 9s are more of that, the actual moment that you step into an ending. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe somebody needed to hear that, apparently. So this is kind of like, tipping point moment. It's like you've taken something as far as you can. You've maybe experienced success with something, but now what? Now what? It's over. All these gravestones. So the Seven of Pentacles is a moment of contemplation. I feel like it's you searching for your target. On a practical level, searching for your target could look like really deeply questioning what is next for you. Is this thing I've been giving myself to still right for me? If it is, does something need to change, or do I need to abandon this entirely and move on to something else? Pretty sure you're going to move on to something else, but take it how it resonates. Okay, but what about this Three of Swords? Is this part of their general energy? No. What is this? Why did they see this? This is what you're leaving behind. Okay. So this is heartache, obviously. But more specifically, what I've discovered with the Three of Swords is that it's about a disconnect between your mind and your heart. It always fascinated me that the card representative of heartache was in the suit of swords, which is about the mind. But what it really means is it's the memory of pain. It's like you're reliving pain over and over and over again. You're rehashing some kind of pain. And in that sense, it is ultimately about a disconnect between your heart and your head. So the exalted form of the Three of Swords, because every single card has light and shadow, it means you're healing your heart. So if this is what you're leaving behind, to me, this means that you moving on, running with something new, taking yourself or something to the next level, it's healing your heart, but more specifically, it's about this will look like your head and your heart unifying, your head and your heart syncing up. Yeah, so that's beautiful. Okay, what do we go into now? What do we go into next? Tell me what they're leaving behind. Tell me a little bit more about what they're leaving behind. Clarify this Three of Swords. So it's interesting because on one hand, you might have experienced success with something, but it's also causing you pain. Tell me more about what Sagittarius is leaving behind. Five of Cups. Disappointment. Disappointment. Ah, the World at the bottom of the deck. Yep. I feel like you just made the absolute most of something. You made the most of something that you possibly could, but there was a repeating pattern of disappointment here. So in a way, it's almost like the thing is done, the cycle's complete, clearly. You may need to, on the timer, you may need to give yourself a little bit of time to process the ending on an emotional and mental level. But for sure, it's done, is already done. It's like the thing is pulling away from you as you're pulling away from it. Okay. And this is a big deal. I mean, this is the World card. So relative to this thing, whatever it is for you, this has been a major part of your soul's path and progression. But you can trust the ending that you feel in your system. It's very real. Just make sure you do give yourself time to process like what you got out of it. So should we go into the challenge? Yes, I'm hearing yes. Okay, clarify the challenge that Sagittarius is facing. Oof. Clarify the challenge that Sagittarius is facing. Seven of Swords. Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I'm actually going to pull an oracle card to clarify all of this. Going back to Holler Moon Mountain, just to clarify this a little bit. What is the challenge? Oh, I got it. Love. Beautiful. Simply, I feel the challenge is to not overthink in the moment you get that ping, that full body resonance in the Eight of Wands, right? This is the Eight of Wands. Yeah, Eight of Wands. This is just pure movement. This is what you're going to feel when you find your new target, when you find the thing you're meant to run with. You're going to feel like all the energy within you and around you is just like, go, 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 go. Let's go. Let's run with it. But I don't know. This is kind of like, in this context, this almost feels like overthinking will kill the energy. Spirit said, don't question it. So how do you know, for me, this is just what I would be asking in the situation. I mean, I am a Sagittarius, but I'm just thinking out loud, like if I was in that position, how can you know the difference between something that is an aligned impulse and something that is not? Because sometimes being impulsive, just speaking of the archetype of Aries, it's like sometimes being impulsive can get you in trouble. Sometimes being impulsive is like, it's not a good idea. But sometimes being impulsive means being in the flow and being completely connected to your truth. How do you know the difference? How do you know the difference? I think you know the difference because it feels like love. It feels like self-love. And I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Well, there can be some bad things that happen. But I think you can tell. I think you can kind of tell the difference. It's a subtle, there's nuance. But I think you're attuned enough, you're connected enough, you're wise enough to know the difference. When, like, everything inside and outside of you, everything in life and in the universe is clearly pointing you towards this new direction versus this kind of, like knee-jerk reaction. Like, why not? I don't know what I'm doing, but so let's just throw crap at the wall and see what sticks. Like, you don't want to do that. Let's clarify a little bit more. How can Sag know the difference between a positive and a negative impulse? This is a curious question. Foundation. Indoctrinated at the bottom of the deck. Oh, there's also nuance here about rebellion, and that ties into what Spirit was saying about making sure that you're not running away from something. Sagittarius, I know, I get it. Sagittarius can definitely tap into like a significant amount of rebellion. Like, I'm gonna do something just because you told me not to do it, Yeah, I've been there. So you want to make sure you're not in rebellious energy. I heard, I don't know if it was Teal Swan or what spiritual teacher I heard at one point say, the energy of rebellion is as inauthentic as conforming. Conforming and rebellion are two sides of the same coin. To be truly free is almost like this non-reactive middle ground where you're clear. And therefore you can feel this, you can feel your own foundation, the foundation of your own energy. You've practiced enough at this point to know the difference between flow and resistance in your own body. So just pay attention to all of that. Okay, should we go into advice? Yep, let's go into some advice and then we'll get some journal prompts and a closing message. Advice for Sagittarius. Okay, wait. King of Wands. Oh, yes. The Chariot. You can't make it up. Oh my gosh. You're going to feel, when you get that full body resonance with your thing that you run with, oh my gosh, you're going to feel lit up. You're going to feel so lit up. It's like I'm just seeing a stoplight. All the lights, like from the bottom up, it is making me think of your chakras, like getting lit up from the bottom up. This is so much about creativity too. It's really important. There's a specific message coming through. I'm going to actually pull another oracle card here. It's so important that you recognize this new level of life, this new elevation you're flying yourself into, you're lifting yourself into. It's so much about knowing yourself enough to really be able to authentically express yourself creatively. Like, you want that, you need that. You want and you need this creative outlet in a new way. It's part of being positively challenged, creatively expressing yourself. Clarify the advice. Obviously, the Chariot is just go. Movement. Maybe some of you will travel. Maybe some of you are going to get the positive impulse to travel. Or move. Or just have incredible levels of laser focus on your target, right? I mean, obviously. Clarify the advice. Trust. I don't think there's anything left to be said. Illusion is at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Trust your instincts. Well, I was going to say trust that full body resonance again, but also trust your ability to see through illusion. Something about the stripes on this, I guess it's like a barber pole. Something about the stripes on it also was reminding me of the stripes, albeit circular, on a target, like a bullseye thing you'd shoot at. What do you call that? Not all targets are yours. Some might appear or feel like they might be. But if there's something that's even remotely off, it's a full body hell yes or it's hell no. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, journal prompts for my journal prompt deck. Journal prompts for Sagittarius. What is the difference between perfectionism and mastery? Whatever you're running with, it's your next level of mastery. What is your definition of success, and are you living in alignment with it? Let's get one more. What do you want your future self to say about you that you trusted yourself? So answer those questions for yourself, see where they take you. Let's get a closing message from the Earth and Bone Oracle. Closing message for Sagittarius. Blood Moon, number 8. Illusion, uncertainty, and narcissism. Ooh. So wolf energy is coming through. Let's see what the guidebook says. So illusion twice. Some of you might be having to navigate the illusion of feeling like you should stay where you've been when you're not. Something definitely has to change. You're either meant to make an enormous tweak to a situation or leave it entirely because the world card is over, right? But it might be enticing to stay because there's been some success despite also pain. Some of you might be experiencing illusion with distractions, which we talked about in the last reading. I'm pretty sure the last reading I gave for you was all about the quality of your focus. the quality of your focus, and not caving to distractions. So maybe that's still kind of here. Some targets, they're all moving. They're like moving. I'm seeing them as moving targets. And it might be enticing to just shoot at a target that seems good enough. But it's an illusion. You gotta wait for the resonance. Okay. All right. Be acutely aware of where you send your energy. Be mindful of false idols. You receive nothing from them in exchange for your energy and devotion. You will not reap any benefit or reward from this type of exchange. You may need to take control of your thoughts and redirect your energy to who or what is capable of reciprocating. Start by practicing daily affirmations of self-love. You got the love card. Realize that not everyone will return the good that you send out. Release expectations. Be mindful of who and what you interact with on the earth and spiritual planes. Your subconscious may be leading you down a path of little or no return, causing you to be stagnant. Yeah, you don't want to be stagnant. You may benefit from spending less time consuming pop culture or entertainment and move into alignment by spending more time working on self-development. Spirit says by redirecting your thoughts and energy to the appropriate channels that are capable of returning positive energy like love and gratitude, you will open yourself up to receiving more of the same. Affirmation. I am whole and do not need to chase anything or anyone in order to be complete. I recognize the power in who I am. Oh, I love that. Yeah, as the archer, you don't really chase. I mean, I guess in a way being an archer is like being a hunter, which is kind of like chasing. But ultimately, once you find your target, you shoot your arrow at it. I don't know, it's like, it's different than the energy of chasing, the way that you manifest. That's something to ponder. I could go down a rabbit hole with that. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful or at least thought-provoking. Thank you for letting me read for you, Sagittarius. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. The journal prompts and all my links will be in the description box. I'll see you again soon. Bye.